Before we start today's stream, I wanted to give a massive shout out to what will be our newest sponsor, our first sponsor here on the channel for professional esports, and that, of course, is Razer. You may have heard of Razer before when it comes to their PC products and their mouse products whenever you're working. Their staple name that you have probably heard to some degree. Now, have you heard of them making professional controllers? Yeah, well, for the entirety of this season, I'm going to be rocking the Razer Wolverine V3 Tournament Edition from Razer. And let me begin by saying it is an absolute game changer for Xbox. And they put it simply, get the edge you need to dominate the competition with the Razer Wolverine V3 Tournament Edition, our most advanced wired esports controller. And man, I gotta tell you, it is more advanced than anything that you will ever see, and a price tag of $99 on this thing is absurdly good. Let's just get down to business. You get 6 more buttons than you normally would on an Xbox controller. 6. Count it. And the nice part is, they're different sizes. So you can customize them however you want for whatever feel you want. You can even control the Pro Hyper triggers themselves. And of course, you gotta have that Hall effect for certain games. Rocket League is one of those that you especially have to have a great controller. So, man, I could say a lot about this. The Mecha Tactical action buttons are an absolute game changer. Like, Xbox controllers themselves can do so much, only so much. Razer takes it completely to the next level. Like, you may have heard of Turtle Beach controllers. No, Razer just absolutely wipes the floor with Turtle Beach. And, of course, the Razer controller app. Control and change any settings on the controller itself within seconds, so that you never have to get out of the game. And of course, that polling rate, 1000 hertz. Unheard of. So if you're looking to up your competitive esports games, whether it's on Playversus or outside of it, check out Razer.com today and get yourself one of these. I highly encourage you to get it if you're an Xbox controller player. If you're a PlayStation, controllers, PlayStation, and the Razer Raju. Man, look at this. Look at that. And it's got its own customizable screen, ladies and gentlemen. Massive shout out to Razer for being a part of Crestmont University from now on my channel. And with that, let's get into today's video, shall we? We are back here on chess.com for part 1 of what will be known as the Crestmont Induction games. Now you may be wondering, why is it called that? I have to fight a little bit to become captain of the team. You see, even though it's a new team, I want to carry a legacy for the team. And part of that is beating all of my opponents in chess. Which means I have to hit 2000 ELO by the end of this week. On both platforms. To confidently say I can be the chess captain. So today, we dive into part 1 of our journey back here on chess.com, but this time with a new threat on our hands. I mean, you already know what ELO we are. If it will show it. No, of course it's not going to show it. Of course not. Profile. 1780. 220 ELO. 7 days to do it. Is it possible? Well, ladies and gentlemen, shall we begin? My name is AK. I am a professional esports player for Crestmont University. Currently on LiChess, I am 2249. and today I'm going to be looking to hit 2,000 on chess.com and prove to the world that the greats can try to take you down, but they can't keep you down. And with that, I mean, what more else is there to say? I'm going to stop blabbering. I'm just going to let my chess speak for itself. You already know that we're doing classic 10-minute. And with that, let's get into game number 1. And don't worry, I have this chat pulled up at any time, so if you guys want to see me play certain moves, just let me know. We will play as the black pieces here in game number 1. Hoping for a king's pawn, that way we can annihilate this guy with some Caro-Kann theory. Hoo boy. Alright, when we see a king's pawn, we say, heck no! Caro-Kann! Bring down that... What? Bruh. He's violating principles. We're violating them back. Absolutely not, my friend. You just instantly lost so much aura, buddy. Attack the knight. I misclicked so hard there. Oh my days. I just misclicked there so hard. Okay. Ball right, bro. Time to lock in. I dare you to take the... Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. He just blundered his pawn. I don't know what in the world he is doing. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Alright, chat. So, first principle that I'm going to teach you. Don't move your pieces more than once. Just stop. You're not a GM. You're not Hikaru. Don't act like you are. Obviously, we want a castle queen side, so the thing we need to do is move the queen. That's just simple theory. Because we've already established we're castling this side. Obviously, White's going to castle this side. And honestly, we don't care about this bishop. For all I care, we could just trade, because that's the whole point of a Caro-Kann, is you're trading your light squared bishop for either White's light squared or White's dark squared horse. That's simple. And wow. Yeah, we're just going to follow normal development. Go ahead, take it. I want this to be an instructive video. I want you to go ahead and take it, my friend. Thank you. Now, at first glance, you might be like, ooh, king takes. Absolutely not. We have a knight here. Knight takes, so that we don't break our castle. We can move our knight back to here. Everything's centralized, and we can choose our castle side now. You gotta be aware of what's on the board and what is not on the board, my friend. Castle queen side. We're going to make this be a long and harsh game for our opponent, and we're going to see truly how well they are. Generally it's best not to move your A-pawn, especially since you still have a knight to develop. I mean, you could push your pawn, that way your queen has more vision, but to each their own. Kick the bishop. Checks, captures, threats, everybody. If you can't check anything, then you should try to make a oh, wow. Alright. Me see my bishop in threat, me attack black queen. Do I need to pull up a chess YouTuber right now to have in the background that would say, why are you attacking this queen? I'll spare you all, but that is absolutely hilarious, to say the very least. Then we develop normally. We've established that we have full control of the center, and white is just uh, there's nothing when it comes to development. Attack the knight and the rook at the same time. Like, this is a double threat, and one of them's just gonna die. Well, I shouldn't say one of them's gonna die, because if knight to a3, then I have nothing. But I'm just gonna say, what are the... Wow. Okay, this is a great 1800 if he saw that. Okay, we're planting the queen there. We're gonna be in our GH push. We're gonna do it slowly, though. White obviously needs a lot of time to kick my pieces away, so we're just going to be slow and consistent with our development. Now, we need to move our queen. This is death. This is also death, so we need to move back this way. We could try to move back this way, but then we allow, well, pawn takes, obviously, so we need to go on this diagonal. Knight takes here, knight takes here, so the only good move for us is here. It's okay to take a little bit more time to make sure that your queen's on the board. Okay, wow. Pawn takes. Wow. I did not expect white to play that. Oh, wow. Brother, move the d-pawn, please. Your bishop is practically gasping. I mean, surely I just line a rook up to the king, get them on the same file, and then just infiltrate the living daylights out of him. Absolutely not. Why did you do that? The whole point of that pawn push was nothing. You could have literally kept your pawn there and you would have had a pawn chain, but now I can just continuously press my pawn. If you do pawn takes there, then I have some ideas of like, ooh, you went here, now I can attack your bishop. Yeah. Knight on an outpost in the center is very strong. I teach anybody this at any elo. Knight is protected double and is only attacked once, so this is a very good thing for us. We have full control over the center, at least for the time beat. Wow. Alright. Now we're going to carry out our plan. Because if this guy somehow loses his brain cells and says pawn takes, I'll... You have to... Oh. Brother. Brother, we cannot... Actually, let me think here for a second. Because if I were to go here... Oh, wait, then he has... Here, trade, knight, and the pawns push. Oh. Good call. Good call. Okay, okay. Re-strategize. Because this move only threatens, but white can lose this because it's double. Okay, okay, okay. Breathe here. This is a nice move. I'll just be brutally honest. This is a very nice move. Yeah, let's do it. I took way too long thinking about that. And my opponent's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I can flag him now." Alright. So we're gonna go into flagging territory here, likely at the end, unless my opponent makes a massive blunder. Okay, well now you just have nothing because I moved my rook here, and now it's knight defends rook, knight defends rook, knight defends rook. Everything's defended. I mean, you could take that pawn, but yeah. I was just about to say that's really the only thing you have is you just take the free pawn now.